what do you think here? Hey everybody, welcome back to Ozzy's Oddities. You know, it's a year later, 2024. Now we dug potatoes in 2023 and we're going to try it again today, another year, which I was totally against doing, raising potatoes entirely. But anyway, we're going to dig them today and see what we got. It's been a real wet spring, so we got them in late. And the summer was pretty good. It's a dry fall, so the potatoes are dry. They're floating to the top when we dig them now, I'll bet. But you know, we planted a few red potatoes and we planted a lot of Kennebec potatoes this year. And I was disabled for part of the summer and I couldn't hill them. And one of the most important things you can do for potatoes is to hill them. If you don't hill them, these potatoes will actually grow out of the ground on the surface, and because of the sunlight they will turn green. They have a chemical in them that it makes them supposed to be poisonous, whatever, I don't know, but we don't eat it, and you're not supposed to eat the green potatoes. Well, because I couldn't work in the garden for a while, I didn't get to hill them. When you don't hill them, we get a lot of green potatoes, so I went down and picked off all the green ones first and got rid of them. And now we'll dig the good ones. Hopefully there's some under there, but we'll find out. But it's very important to hill potatoes, otherwise you get green potatoes. And I found that out. It's also easier to dig them because you can see the rows better. So we got the digger out and we got the old Moline running, and we're going to dig some and see what they look like. Ready? tell you, it's like a big gamble. You never know what you're going to get here in Minnesota. The weather's different every year. Some years it's really good. Like last year we had a really good potato year. This year wasn't so good here. And again, I've heard some places they had some pretty good yields, but here it's not so great. We're never going to starve to death anyway, so I'm not worried about it. There's plenty to eat around here. And right now I'm just going through and picking up if they missed any that might have got covered up. I enjoy raising potatoes, I really do, but I'd like to see a better yield than what we got this year. Well, I'm what you call a gleaner. I go through and see if anything got covered up, like this one here. We almost lost this potato. I gotta tell you, if you watched our video last year, you just saw some potatoes as big as footballs. But you know, every year is different. Like I said, we just dug the first row and we only got a couple pails of potatoes on 100 feet. That's pretty bad. The second row we dug now, which is seed I saved from last year's potatoes, and it's a pretty good yield. I'm pretty happy with it. So things are looking up. You never know what you're going to get. But I tell you what, I was so happy. Last year was the first time I got to use this John Deere digger. It works really good, especially with the ground being as dry as it is this year. This John Deere digger has a, I guess I can't even get it over. But if you look on the bottom side, it has feet here that dig in the ground and make this shaker go up and down to clean the potatoes off. And there's a roller there where it hits on. And it really does a good job. We used to use a regular hilling plow to dig them, and that covered up as many as it dug up. This one lays them on top pretty nice. And then last year, or 2 years ago, whenever it was, I had a lot of trouble with this Armalene tractor. It was hitting and missing and backfiring and spitting and puttering, and I tell you, it scared me to death. But it took me 2 years to figure it out. First I thought, well, it has to be the carburetor. So I went through that carburetor and cleaned it up, put new gas, new needle seats, everything in there. Didn't make any difference. Then I thought, well, shoot, I got plugs in there. Maybe those plugs are bad. Took the plugs out, put in new ones. I had Champion in there, I put NCR in there. I think that's what they call them. Anyway, plugs didn't even look worn, but I replaced them anyway. Still the same thing. So then I figured it's got to be the points, condenser, or it could be the coil. Well, I looked at the points and they were burnt a little bit, but not bad. I filed them up and tried to run it again, the same thing, still didn't run. Finally I said, that's it. I went and bought a whole new set, points, condenser, the whole works. Put it in, adjusted it up, and now it runs pretty decent. I think the whole trouble was in those points, but I don't think it was the points. I think what it was the wire between the what do you call that little condenser, points and condenser. There's a little wire in there, and it was laying against the side of the housing of the distributor, and I think it was shorting out, but I'm not sure. But as long as I put everything in new, and now it works okay. It idles good. Now it's got to go to the restoration shop, and it's got to get cleaned up and repainted, and I do that with all my tractors sooner or later. But just think of these old, 76 years old, and yeah, it maybe misses once in a while, you know, and maybe the clutch has got to be adjusted, and there's oil and grease all over it. But you know what? They made something in those years that was going to last a while. Today when I buy something, that they call it a throwaway. We'll never throw this one away. We'll just keep it hanging on. Well, this is one-fourth of our potato, or 3/4 of our potato crop for 2024. It's nothing to write home about. But it'll get us all through the winter. I'd like to see a better yield. But we still got one more row to dig, and we don't know what that'll be yet, so we'll have to see when the time comes, I guess. But so far so good. It's we got a couple hundred, maybe 250 pounds potatoes. We got another row to dig yet, so we'll be good. We'll be good. It's fun. It's fun. It's not something I'd want to do every day, but I wish I could have hilled them. That's my biggest problem, not getting them hilled this summer. We had some green ones on top, but these are all okay. Not real big, but they'll do. Well, you know, I got the old loader tractor to carry them around. I'm glad of that. And the Moline ran good, and the digger worked pretty good, and with the one row left, that we should be good. It's been fun right here on Ozzy's Oddities, digging potatoes in 2024. See you again next time. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being with us.